Good morning, everybody. It is the Thursday morning, and we are on the 4th of June. And don't forget that tonight is, of course, our drive-through communion from 5 to 5:30, and then we will be live streaming worship service at 7. So please watch that. Also, don't forget that this Sunday we will be worshiping here at the church. Weather permitting, we will worship out on the backyard. Right behind Fellowship Hall, right directly out the door. We'll ask you to please come up, not go through the building. If we do worship outside, please come through the building, or not. Don't go through the building. Please come up through the yard. We'll try to keep the building as sanitary as we can to take the burden off of all of us to have to sanitize afterwards. So weather permitting, we'll be outside. I think the only thing that probably is going to be an issue at this point, of course, weather can change in Iowa, can't it? Would be the wind. But we'll be all set up to planning on it to be out on the backyard. If we're not able to be on the backyard, we'll be worshiping in the sanctuary. And we'll ask you to please come through to enter and exit through the main sanctuary doors. And I'll give instructions as to how to exit. We'll be excusing you a pew at a time when we're done, which is different than normal service, of course, but to try to keep social distancing. So with all of that, please plan on, if you're not ill and you're not within the risk category, please come on in, and we'll love to see you at worship. If we're outside, we won't have to worry about the masks. But if inside, we do ask that you wear the masks in and out. Once you're seated, you can take the mask off, okay? All right. So with that, we are in James chapter 5. Today, we're going to look at just one verse. We're just going to have a quick devotion today, hopefully. We're looking at verse 12. So, chapter 5 in James, verse 12. Above all, my beloved, do not swear either by heaven or by earth or by any other oath, but let your yes be yes and your no be no, so that you may not fall under condemnation. So, and of course that is reminiscent of what we remember the 10 Commandments in Exodus chapter 20, verse 7. We see, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. He will not hold you will not be guiltless if you take the Lord's name in vain. And of course, we want to make one clarification about what we're talking about here, and what many times people will curse, and we talk about swearing. My wife will accuse me of, you're not supposed to swear. And it's like, well, that wasn't a swear word, that was a vulgarity. Now I don't use vulgarities a lot, but the cowboy slips out once in a while. You shouldn't use vulgarities. That's crass. It's uncouth and all of those things. So it shows a lack of creativity, if nothing else. But a vulgarity is not what they're talking about here. This is talking about using the Lord's name in vain in a context of making a oath or swearing or something like that. And I see my wife gave me a thumbs up. Okay, hey, I got a thumbs up from my wife today. I'm winning. Anyway, it's all about not using the Lord's name in vain. You don't say something along, I make a comment and say, oh, I swear, by all that's holy, that's true. That's using the Lord's name in vain. You don't need to do that. James is saying, say what you mean and mean what you say. You don't need to add anything extra to it. You don't need to make things into an oath. That's not supposed to be it. We're not supposed to. There was a thing going on in the time of Jesus and before and after it as well. But this is what that James is actually speaking to here, in that because of you shall not take the Lord your God in its name in vain, people would say, well, by my head I swear, or by my mother's grave. Have you ever heard somebody say, I swear on my mother's grave? James don't like that. James is saying you don't do that. You don't swear by anything. Yeah, yes. Did you do that? Yes. Did you do that? No. You don't say, I swear by my head, or I swear by this, or I swear by that. I swear by the temple, or I swear by whatever. And so you don't do that. That's what James is telling you. Now, of course, there are times when we take oaths, right? There are times when we do a solemn oath. And what that's saying is you don't water down those important things by using it frivolously, using it in vain, using it when you know you really didn't mean it. And it really wasn't something that was of any importance or vital, or that you had no intention of doing it. So you don't use the Lord's name falsely. Where we do take an oath, where we do make a covenant, things like marriage, okay, those are times, when we are being baptized, we're basically taking an oath to serve God. Did we use it did you use his name in vain when we got baptized and we then immediately quit coming to church? Oops. This is what happens, isn't it? When you've got to be careful. It's a serious thing. The Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Don't profane the Lord by making his name a mockery of his name. And James is extending that further. Don't try to claim something that you don't really mean by trying to add a little extra on it. I swear by my head, I swear by this or that. Don't do it. Yes means yes. No means no. That's the lesson for today. Simple, sweet, hard to meet. Hey, I'm a poet today. So with that, I'm going to cut this one really short today because it's just one verse. We're going to jump in tomorrow, and probably what we'll do is we'll probably actually finish this all on Saturday. If originally I was thinking we'd finish it all tomorrow, but we've broken it up enough. I think we'll get to Saturday. We'll finish it on Saturday morning, and we'll start afresh on Monday. So have a very blessed day. Don't forget drive-through communion 5 to 5:30. Love to see you there. Please tune in at 7 for the live stream. And if you can, we'd love to see you at church on Sunday, especially if we're outside. There shouldn't be any real fear of cross-contamination if we're out, especially if it's windy. We'll be out. We have plenty of room to spread out. So God bless y'all. See y'all later, and be a blessing to someone today. Bye-bye.